Hello everyone, welcome back to our CodeIgniter 4 tutorials. In this session, we are going to work with a contact form. Let us create a contact form with the following fields: name, email, mobile and message. Once form creation completed, we have to validate the form and we have to collect the form data and we have to save the data into database. And finally, we are going to display a message: thanks, we'll get back to you soon. This is our agenda. Let us open our application. So I'm going to open our localhost CI4. Yes. Can you see, this is the theme we integrated already. In this, we have a menu item called contact. Once a user click on the contact, so we have to open a contact page. I'm clicking right now. We don't have any link to this assigned. So now we have to create a contact controller, and to this we have to load a view to display the form. Let us do it action faster. Now I'm going to create a controller. Guys, this is the theme we integrated early. So if you didn't know how to integrate a theme, please try to watch 17th video of our series. So there we explained you very clearly how to integrate, how to work with a theme. Whatever the theme you want, you can work with it. Now I have a controller created, contact controller, that is going to be extended base, and this is index method. Just we have a load contact form. So here we have to load a view, but I didn't create any view. First of all, let me update the link into the template. So now if I click this, I'm not going to get anything. So let us open your header. So in the views folder, we have layouts. In these layouts, we have a file called base.php. Let me open base.php. This base.php contains both header and footer with a placeholder. What is the placeholder we have? Content is a placeholder. How we can assign the content to the placeholder, we will see in a minute, right? This is my contact link here. Let me update the link, base URL, so /contact. Right now you can just go and refresh the page and just click on this contact. Now if you can click, can you see it is loading contact form? So it is requesting the controller to load the contact form, but we don't have any contact view, right? We have to create a view. Let me create a view here. Return, I am going to use the global function to load the view. I am going to write something called contact view. This is the view, we have to create it now. Now if you can execute it, you will get error. Why? Because this view is not available. Let me go to your views folder and let me create a contact form. So just I'm going to create a file, contact view.php file. This is going to be created. Done. Now we didn't write anything inside of it. Now can you refresh it? So we can see something empty. So because we don't have anything, right? Here we have to create the form. In the same manner, where is header and where is footer? We have to include the footer and header as well, right? To do this, we have to include our base.php file. This base.php file contains both header and footer, right? Let us go and let us include it. So this of extend. The file is going to be available in layouts folder, layouts / file name is going to be base.php. Extension is not required, just avoid the extension. So now you can just refresh it. I think so you will get header and footer. So in the middle of it, we have to add the body. So how can we add the content in the body? So we have to use the placeholder. See, what are the placeholder we have here? This is the placeholder. To this placeholder, this is our up to here is header and up to here is footer. In this middle, we have some placeholder. This is the body. To this placeholder, we have to assign some content from the contact view. To do this, we have to this of section. What is the name of the section there? The section name is going to be content, 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 and it should be end section. If you want to keep the content into the placeholder, we have to use a section and end section methods. In between the content, what are the content you are going to keep in between, that is going to be assigned to the particular placeholder. Now can you see, I am going to write h1 tag here. I am just going to write something called contact. Let me check it whether it is loading or not. Can you see, in the middle of it the contact was placed, but we have to follow bootstrap design. So let me create a form very quickly. So with a bootstrap grid system, div, let me take div open, div close, and div class equal to container. Div class row, and in this I'm going to take call md12. This is bootstrap 4 we integrated here. Bootstrap theme, actually the template. I'm using the Bootstrap 4 classes called MD12. I'm going to create a form with full width. Right, let us have some heading here. Contact. Right, just refresh the page. I think you will see the output like this. If you want some gap between header and footer, then you can use some other classes also, right? But anyhow, let me create the form quickly. But so don't concentrate on the design. The design is later. Let us concentrate on the functionality. So now we have to create a form. What is the form I shown you in the slide? This is the form I have to create there with the following fields: name, email, mobile, and message. And let me go and let me create the form. So I am going to write form tag open, form tag close. So immediately, if you want, you can add the close tag, otherwise you can leave it also, no problem. So close tag done. Now, so this is going to be created a form tag, but one thing, this form tag, if you want to use it, first of all, we have to load the helper. So go to your controller and always create a constructor, public function underscore construct. What are the libraries, what are the helpers, what are the databases we required, we can load into it. It is recommended, it is always good practice. Helper. The name of the helper is going to be form helper. Without loading this helper, if you are writing this form open and form close, it is going to show an error. So make sure form open, form close, done. Now inside of it, I am going to create some form elements as per Bootstrap. Do class equal to form group. Label is going to be name and input field. So input type equal to text and name equal to uname or just name, simply you can take anything, and class equal to, that is a Bootstrap class I am going to provide you, form hyphen control. That's it. I am just refreshing it, and can you go and can you check this? Now can you see there is a one input field with a name, right? In the same manner, let me do copy paste quickly so that we can write set value equal to, let us make it value. So here I am going to write something called set value. We can repopulate the value when we are doing validations. The values entered by you is going to be escaped, right? We have to repopulate these values. That's why I am writing this uname. That's it. Right guys, let us copy this and paste. For name, this is email, mobile, and finally message and submit button. And this is, let me change the labels quickly. This is going to be email, and this is going to be email, and the value is also going to be email. This is mobile, and make this also mobile, and label is going to be mobile. In the same manner, this is going to be message. Message is not input field, it has to be text area. Text area open, but for text area we don't have value attribute, so remove this. This is going to be just, I'm taking the variable name as message, MSG, simply close the text area. Text area has open tag and close tag, and the value, if you want set here, you can set the value here. Set value will be like this, set underscore value. The field name is going to be MSG, right? And finally, submit button does not require any label here, and input type is going to be submit, and name you can write save something, SAVE is save, and class equal to, we have button classes in Bootstrap, that is BTN and BTN primary I am giving you initially, right? Value is going to be save. Value is already written, no. Let us write the value as save or send, whatever it may be. Send I am writing. That's it guys. Can you see now? Just if you can refresh your form, it is going to be displayed a form with the following fields now. So form is ready. So now we have to submit the form. After that we have to collect the data, but before collecting the data we have to validate it. So immediately go to your controller, define the validation rules for the form. I am going to your controller. Here I have to define the rules, $RULES, rules array. You can take any variable name, not only rules there. What is the name of the input fields and the rules you want for this? I'm just going to take the name, sorry, this is going to be uname, right? This is going to be uname, and the rule is going to be just required, REQUIRAD. And if you want any min length, you can take something called min length of at least 3 characters you have to enter. Max length, if you want to take length max length, also you can take something called 20 if you want. Yes, after that we have email and mobile. Let me copy the rules, and here we have to add email. The rules I'm just defining first. So email is required and it should be valid email. It should be valid email. Rule is going to be like this, valid underscore email. That's it. And next one is going to be mobile number. This is mobile and this is going to be required, and exact length, there is a rule, exact length, exact length is going to be 10 exactly. I mean exactly we are entering 10. And one more thing, this should be numeric. Everything should be numbers. Sometimes people may enter 5 digits, 5 numbers, right? Sorry, 5 digits and 5 characters, total 10, right? That is, we have to validate it here. And finally message is going to be required, MSG. The text box name is going to, text area name is going to be MSG, and this is just going to be required, required. That's enough, guys. These are the validation rules. Validation rules are completed. Once the validation rules are completed, we have to pass the error messages to this view. So when can we display the validation error messages? Once the user submits the form, then we can display the error messages. Otherwise we cannot, right? So now let me write a condition that this of request of get method. So get method, method, get method equal to post. I mean if the form is submitted, the method is going to, get method is going to return post, guys. If the condition is true, form submitted. If a form submitted, we can get the data and we can save the data into database. This is what we can do. If the form is not submitted, we have to display error messages. So how can we display error messages here? So this is going to be an associative array. Always it is recommended to take an empty array on the top of the forms. So whatever the messages you want, you can send this to view $data equal to, initially it is, there is, sorry, data equal to empty array, in empty initialization. Now I have to send data of validation, so equal to this of validator. This is the predefined variable, so predefined object to send the error messages to the view. How we can send the data to a view? In the same manner we can send the data, we can send the error messages also to the view. And finally I am going to pass the data variable here. Now can you see it is going to display the data, but we have to validate the rules. Did you validate the rules? No, we didn't validate the rules, right? If we can validate the rules, then we can do something. So sorry, this should be not here. Let me do one thing, and if the form is submitted, so then we have to do here, the condition is not followed by the request method, then we have to write the logic here, guys. So now I have to submit this. If this of, we have a method, guys, here validate is a method. In this validate we have to pass the rules. Whatever the rules you defined here, if all the rules are okay, then this method is going to return true, and if it is true we can get the data, and all the rules are okay. If the rules are not okay, then we have to send this, guys. This is what we have to do exactly. So here the data of validation, so this you can take now. So earlier we written in the validation here, so is equal to this of validator. This is an object which contain validation error messages, this of validator. Now this is correct. Actually earlier we did something, so I written the else block for this. Actually we cannot write else block here. So once the form is submitted, we have to validate the rules. If the rules are okay, then we can collect the data. Otherwise we have to display error messages on the screen. Right, let us go and check this. Now I am going to hit the submit button and let me check it. Let me refresh it. Now initially I don't have anything, I am just submitting this. Are you getting any error messages here? No, I am not getting any error messages. We have to do one thing. So whatever the error, we are sending the error messages, but we didn't display anywhere, right? So you can just go there and just above the form or below the form and display the error messages here. To display all the error messages, we can write PHP. Let me write one condition. I am going to display all the error messages, or you want to display individually also. Let us display both. So here if is a set of $validation. So we have, initially we don't have any validation errors, that's why we have to write one condition. So is set, if validation errors are there, then we can display. Otherwise how we can write? We cannot write. This is going to be end if, finally end if completed, right? If the validation errors are there, we can display them. We have $validation of list errors, LISTERRORS. List errors is a predefined method. It is going to handle all the errors. Now can you see, if I refresh the page, I think you will get the error messages on the page. Can you see, all the errors are coming on the top of the page. If you want, you can display them into a div with a red color background. So we have a div here. This div is going to be rendered if you have error messages only. Class equal to alert danger. Just I am writing this as a alert DANGER, danger. Now this is what exactly the message, guys. Right, now submit the form. Once you submitted, we didn't enter any data, that's why we are getting the error messages. This is how we can see the error messages. If you want to go with individual error messages, that's already we see. Now you can write a small tag or span tag, class equal to text danger. This is going to be text DANGER, text danger. Here we can write our own method. We written one own method in our form helper. The form helper method is going to be your display error. It has two parameters, one is validation and one more is field. Let us go here. I am going to display this. Display error is a function, right? Validation, and the field. What is the field we want to validate? The field is going to be uname. That's it. Just you can refresh it. I think you may get some error. What is the error? Undefined variable validation. So here while displaying we written one condition, if validation error is there, okay, not there, this is what exactly. But here we didn't check any condition, just directly I am passing validation variable. Maybe that is the reason I am thinking. So you may have some error on line number 17 and undefined variable validation. So to do this, at the time of view loading, we have to pass this data, but we didn't pass the data at the time of view loading. So at the time of submission, we passed it. So let me do one thing, $data of validation. Let us write something, an associative array, $data of validation equal to null. Initially, I am passing null. We don't have any values initially, that's why I am giving null. Now if we can submit it, I think we don't have any problem, I am thinking. Let me submit the data. Now can you see, are you getting right? We don't have any error, but you are getting individual error messages, right? Perfect. Now if you want, you can hide these whole errors, whatever the errors we are displaying here. If you don't want, you can hide it, right? Otherwise you can display it also, no problem, right? Now I am going to comment this, just this div I am commenting. I don't want to display them. Now you can submit this. Now you can see individual error messages. Yeah, so now I am getting, what is the problem? So we are in comment, I think. Let me remove this for a while. We will check it later. Otherwise, now I am going to with individual error messages simply. So this is individual error we are getting, uname. In the same manner, let me copy it and let me paste there. Right, this is going to be the email. Just change this. This function is going to help a lot. So now you can go with mobile. This is the custom function we created. We are extending the helper, form helper, and we written a function called display error. This is not any predefined method. This is defined by you, by developer. This is going to be MSG, and just refresh the page. Now you can see all the errors is going to be displayed, right? Can you see? These are the errors. Now form displayed, validated. Now we have to collect the form data if everything is okay. Now let us collect the form data. Go to your controller. If everything is okay, now I am going to write a small message, okay, all okay, are ready to save. Let us submit this with the data, valid data. It is going to be validated automatically, mobile number, email, and all going to be validated. Let me submit this now, and I can see okay message on the top of the page. I mean, form is ready to save. Let us collect the data. In this place we have to collect the data. Now this of request object. By using this request, we have a variable called getVar. So getVar is a method. In this we have to pass the name of the text box, uname. So now we are going to get the username. If you want, you can write some filters also, sanitize such a manner also. We can write filter sanitize, FILTR, filter flag. All the rules we can apply, guys. What are the rules you want to apply? Yes, we can apply the rules. Sanitize string as sanitize URL. This is what filter sanitize string that I am applying. Whatever, I mean, what this filter is going to do, you know, if you are adding any kind of HTML tags, they are going to be removed by this filter. So this is kind of filtering. Later we will discuss about more rules and regulations, how to validate the data. But it is very important when we are saving data into database, we have to sanitize and we have to clean the data and we have to save the data into database. This is our rule, right? So anyhow, let us get this name variable, name equal to, like this we have to get all the data. But here I am going to use query builder class to save the data into database. To this query builder, there is a method called insert method. To this insert method, we have to pass the data as an associative array. Let me take it like this. Dollar C data equal to, I am going to create an associative array. Here the key and value, this is the value, just keep the value there. Whatever the value you have here, just I am going to give the value. This is the format, I am generating the format like this. The key should be name of the column name. I am going to give you a column name like this in the database, the column name like this. In the same manner, I am going to give you this as an email, and comma, every value should be separated by comma, right? And this is going to be the email, and one more thing is going to be mobile. Like this I am preparing the data. It is always better if you already work with CodeIgniter 4, you will understand. But we can get the data individual variables also, we can send all the variables to your view also, no problem. This is going to be mobile, and this is going to be your message, MSC, and change the variable names also. This is going to be MSC. Like this we got the data. Now this variable just pass to the model, that model will taken care how to insert the data into database, right? Now you can go to, now your data is ready. Now what I need to do, guys, here we have to insert the data into database. To this we have to open a model. Let us create a model and call the method to here, and to this method we are going to pass the C data. The C data is going to be inserted into the database. Who will insert the data? As per MVC, a model is a responsible person to insert the data, so we have to take care of the model. Now I am stopping from the controller action. Now we have to go to our models, and let us create a model with contact. Model class is going to be contact, CONTACT, contact model. This is the model I have, contact model, done. So each and every model should be under the app models, extends model. This is the model we have to add it. CI model. Let me take one thing here. So I am going to following the one way. Right, this is just model, and just you can go there and you just use this library. Use, that's enough. It is always good practice to load all the libraries on the top of the page. Yes, your model is ready. Now we already know how to load database and all, right? So this is going to be something wrong. Semicolon is missing here. Yeah, keep the semicolon, and let me format my file for good look and feel, right? So now we have to write a method here, save data. Let us write a function, public function save data. To this we are passing a parameter, something called, you can take any variable here, or $data I am taking. This data we have to insert here. To insert the data, we have to create database, right? Without database, how can we connect to DB? That's a question here, right? Without connection, we cannot insert it. Let us connect to database, and let us save the data into database. First of all, we have to call this model into your controller. So why? Because where it is going to get data, it has to get data from your controller. From the controller, we have to pass data to save data method. This is going to insert the data into database, right? Let us go there, your contact controller, and first load the model. I am going to load the model here. Use /app/app/ model / we have a model here, contact model. This is the model we have, that's it. So contact model. So now by creating the model, by creating the model object, we can pass the data to it. We cannot access the data directly, so first we have to create model object. So let us do one thing. This model, if you want to reuse it, we can create the object inside the constructor that is going to be used forever. So now I am going to create a variable, public $contact model. You can take any variable there, that is your choice. I am going to create a variable like this, contact model. Now we have to instantiate the model if you want to reuse this everywhere. Now $this of contact model, CONTACT, contact model equal to new instance of your contact model is going to be created like this. What is my thing? CONTACT, contact model object is going to be created. Once object is created, then we can access the object methods. Then what I need to do here, now copy this, and just this is the reference. Wherever you want, you can access the contact model object into your controllers. Now here I am coming here. Now I have to pass this. This is my contact model. In this I have a method. Can you see what is the method I have? Save data. Can you see suggestion is coming there automatically? This is C data variable. You have to pass it. Just pass the data to this C data. That's it, guys. Now we are sending the data to model. What model needs to? Model needs to insert the data. After that, it has to send a message to you, either true, either false, such a manner. Let us go to your model and let us load the database connection, and after that we have to insert the data. I am going to use here query builder class, guys. By using query builder class, how we can insert the data into database, we are going to check it, right? So in this, first of all, we have to load the database, right? Let me load the database. Here I have only one method I am going to think. So just I want to load the database. $db equal to, we have config, right? In this config slash database, we have to first connect it. So after that connection done, and we can able to execute the SQL queries. Now I have to work with query builder class. So for definitely we have to insert the data. There should be a table, right? Let us go to your database and let us create a table with the following information. Can you see? It is very important while creating a table. What is the naming convention you are following here? With the same names, try to create a table. So with the same name, I am going to insert the data. So it is better to take message, right? This should be not message. Why? Because this is coming from your form, right? So this should be MSG only, right? Now let us open our phpMyAdmin and let us create a table. Yes, guys, this is our CI4 database, and let me create a table called contact with the following 5 fields I am going to create here now. So just you are going to go. I want to save ID also. ID, anyhow we know ID is going to be auto incremented ID, and make it auto increment. It will be automatically primary, and make the column names name is going to be varchar of length something called 100. Let us have something called email of varchar of 100. You can take mobile if you want to save, so mobile should be big int if you want to save it as a number. Otherwise you can save it as a varchar also, no problem. It is going to be big int. Mobile is going to be big int. Length is not required, it will automatically take 20. Finally message is going to be a text area. That's it, guys, and create the table, save the structure. Now table is ready and data is ready. We have to insert the data into database. Go to your model, and this is my model. Database connection done, and now I need to insert the data into table. Now I am going to work with a query builder library. Don't worry, in some other session I will explain you the query builder library. And here we have to take a variable builder equal to, you can take any variable, not only builder, $db of table. We have a method inside of it. What is the table name? So the table name is going to be contact. We have to load the table first. After that, from this builder we have to write a insert query, builder of insert. Now we are going to write a query. You can take some res or something like equal to $builder builder of. There is a method called insert method. In this insert method, just pass the C data, the variable data. If you can pass, that's it. This is going to insert the data into database. Once data is inserted, we have to display a success message, right? So if the record inserted, now we know affected rows, so it is going to tell you number of records inserted in the table, right? Let us go and let us write this. But here affected rows are going to become $res of. In this we have a object CONNID, connection ID of affected rows. We have to write like this, guys. If you want, why should we write like this? Just to print this result so that you will understand. I will show you, don't worry. AFFECTED, affected underscore rows. If record inserted, it is going to return 1. Not inserted, it is going to return -1, guys. So I won't write a message affected rows is greater than or equal to 1 or just greater than 0. I mean at least one record is affected, then it is going to be written true. I am going to give you return true, and if records are not inserted, return false. I am just making the value like this. If any error, the debugger will catch and it will display it to you guys. So this is going to be written and false. That's it. If the record is inserted, now this method is going to be written a value true to your controller. This is the value it is going to be written to here. Now I am going to take this into a variable called status. If the record inserted, status is going to be true. If the record not inserted, status is going to be false. Let me write one condition here. If $status, if it is true, we have to display a success message. If it is false, we have to display some wrong message, guys. For this, what I want to do, I just want to create a temp data by using session library. So if you want to work with session library directly, we have two ways. We didn't discuss session also, but the situation came here. Let me discuss about the session library. We have two ways to load the session, guys. So either you can one is helper method, one is service method. So we can use any one of it. Now I required session here. So before sending the data to the view, I mean I have to send some temp data to the view to display a success message as well as to display a error message. Just in the above the function, just you can go there and create the session. If you want, you can create a session two ways. One is $session equal to, we have a method called session. We can write the session method. This is one way. If you don't want, you can go with service also. This is also a valid one. Session of is going to be, there is a method config, config slash, we have services slash session, SESSION session. This is the way of loading session, guys. So like this also we can load. So now by using this session variable, let me create a temporary data. So to create the temp data, there is a method called set temp data method in our library, session library. Let me create set temp data with some expiration time. So now you can, once the record is inserted, now I have to redirect to same page. So after redirecting to same page, now up to here you can check it. Now just I'm going to write the OK message, success. I'm going to display a success. Let us go with something called error, echo with some error. Just I'm going to check this. Let me check it whether the data is inserting or not. Now just I'm refreshing and enter some data here, data entered, and I'm entering some message and submit this. Let us see. Yeah, we are getting some message called success message. And if we can check the database also, we can see one record in the table. Yes, record is in the table, right? But success message is displayed, but where it is displaying on the top of the page. Is this correct one to display the message on the top of the page? No, right? We have to display on the view as I shown you in the slide. Exactly, this is the slide we have. I am displaying the message here. The same manner I have to display the message there. So let me render the data to view. And how can we render the data? And the data should be temporary data. It is not permanent data. Now let us go to our thing, and here I am going to use the session library. $session of, we have a method set temp data is a method. This is a set temp data. In this we can pass a key success, comma message is going to be thanks, we will get back to you soon. That is the message I am going to write here. Thanks, we will get back you soon. This is the message I am just going to write there, guys. And it has some expiration time. Just I am going to give you 3 seconds. 3 means 3 seconds. Here we have to pass time in number of seconds. Once after that, so I have to redirect to same page. So how can we redirect? If it is a CodeIgniter 3, we have a redirect method. We can redirect to wherever we want, right? So this is not 3, this is 4. There is a different method. We have redirect method, but we have written in different manner. I will show you in a minute. This is going to be error, sorry, try again. Simply I am writing a message, SO, sorry, try again. That's it. A message. If the record is not inserted, this is a message. If record inserted, we have to get this message. But here we have to redirect. To work with redirect, we have to use a return. It is very important, guys. This is going to be written. Once on success, we have to return REDIRECT. Redirect to is a method. Redirect to where you want. I want to go to the same page, right? So base URL. So you can write current URL also. So this is, if you don't want, you can write current URL, right? We know current URL is going to return the same page, right? This is nothing but exactly with the data it will go. See, temporary data is created of expiration time of 3 seconds, and here also I am going to write the same. This is how we can redirect a page in our CodeIgniter 4. If it is 3, that is different, and 4 is going to be different. So now we are sending the data, right? This is temporary data, but remember, CodeIgniter 4 sessions are not global, so super global. They are created here. If you want to access the session into the view, then what you have to do, in the view you have to create again the session object there in the view also to access it, otherwise it is not going to be work directly. Now what you can do, you can go to the contact view just above the top of the page or wherever you want, just you can open PHP, close PHP. Again you have to instantiate the session here, PHP. Now I am going to access the session, guys. This is going to be, let us write something called local session or some session, page session, right, page session equal to, again we have to write something called config, config, config slash services slash session. That's it. This is what, by using this variable now we can access the data, success data as well as error data. Now just above the form I am going to write a one message here. So let us write one message, if temporary data is there we can display, I mean success data or error data, whatever it may be, right. Let us write a small condition here, if $page session of get temp data, there is a method here, guys. Can you see get temp data? Here we have to pass key. What is the key? The success. If this is there we can display it, otherwise we don't want to display. That is a simple thing, guys, here. So we know that, right? We are not going to write this, right? We have to use the template syntax here. This is going to be like this, this is going to be end if and all, we are going to write like this, guys. Let us write end if, that's it. So here we are going to display the message into a div with a success information, div open and class equal to alert and alert success, success success. Here we are going to access the page session, guys, directly. Just print the value here inside of it. This is the way of printing, right? Just you can print this. Now you can check it, both. This is the success. If record inserted, this will be there, and record not inserted, this is error also we have to handle, right? This is going to be error, and it is going to be alert danger. If any case record is not inserted, this is going to be displayed, guys. Now can you see and go and check this whether we are able to display the message. Earlier message was displayed on top of the page. Now we have to check it, guys. This is going to be hello world, enter some information, mobile number, welcome. Let us submit this, and if you can submit, can you see the message, thanks, we will get back to you soon. What is the expiration time? Just 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, if I refresh, I cannot see this message. Can you see? I am refreshing the page, I cannot see the message. Some people may ask us, sir, without refreshing, it will be hide automatically. Is it going to be hide automatically? Yes, it will be hide automatically, but we have to write some jQuery logic, or there is a method set interval, or else let me write here directly. I want to write a method to hide the message automatically. So after 3 seconds are completed, right? So for this we can write set interval. Sorry, set timeout. Set timeout is a function. function function, and here the time. So after how many seconds you want to call this? This is the right number of seconds we want to call. In this set function we have to hide this. What is the hide this? For this you can take one message ID, hide MSG, same ID I am going to take, whatever it may be, that it may be error, that may be a success message. I want to hide both, so that's why I am taking the same ID. If you want, you can take different ID, but both errors are not going to be come on the same time, right? So you can take hide MSG. So here I just want to use jQuery, simply hash message dot hide, that's it. So now you can try one more record. Now I am going to just refresh the page, right? Just enter some data, and enter some data now and submit this. We are getting the message, thanks, we'll get back to you soon. Wait for 3 seconds, message was hidden automatically. I didn't refresh the page. Yes, guys. Anyhow, we can see all the records in the database also, right? So now 3 records are inserted, right? This is how we can insert the data into database, right? In the later sessions we are going to discuss about query builder. Completely we have to discuss about query builder also, but just I used it for the situation, and I used also session also. And one more thing, if you want to send this data to your mail, so the admin mail ID, so just here we are displaying the success message, right? In place of this, once after inserting the data, we can prepare the mail and send the to and all. So we already configured the email, right? So you can just send this, and if mail sent, it is going to return true, then we can send a message, thanks, we'll get back to you soon, once after mail sending. So we can do like this also, guys, right? So this is what exactly the contact form. The major agenda is going to be collect the form data and insert the data into database. In early session, we validated the form, but we didn't insert it. But in this session, we validated, we collected, and we inserted data into database. This is what the session, guys, exactly. Thank you, guys. If you have any doubts, please comment in the video section, and don't forget, please subscribe our Go PHP channel. Thank you all.